And one of the reasons that, as I said earlier, is we're having this conversation is because I don't think I've come across a holistic solutioning to the development of teachers in our country like you have, like your organization has. There's a leadership component here that resides within you, and a certain sense of foresight around developing not just the quantum of teachers, but the quality of teachers. And I think in a lot of our education, we've been measuring quantum. We talk about how many people pass or fail, but we don't really talk about the quality of that pass and fail. We talk about how many people go through school, but we don't talk about the quality of that schooling. And I think you're bringing a significantly fresh and significantly required look at how we do this. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's my appeal to organizations to take a very closer look at you in terms of consideration for support. So when it comes to financial support, growing this, because you've been scaling over the last few years, and I know you want to scale more, but you still want to retain that element of quality that you put in. What is the kind of resourcing requirements that the organization needs in order to sort of ramp up to where there's some numbers that are coming out of this that really add some impact into our environment?
I think in the last couple of years, much as scale is right up there in terms of our objectives, the quality aspect is a continuous improvement project for us. So a lot of our resources have been going into growing the package of what we provide to our young beneficiaries. If you look at it, we've been doing this for the last 5 years or so. But where we started versus where we are now, I mean, there's been a huge development, and partly, obviously, through your involvement. That's been quite significant as well. The emphasis on the psychosocial support has necessarily had to improve because our context demands it. So that's where we've been. We've been investing a lot in terms of developing the program, building it, making sure you testing it, obviously, and getting the results. So the limitation that we have is purely financial. We are spending at the moment about 160,000 per annum per student.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at it,
and that's tuition, the holistic, what you explained at the beginning. That's everything from the tuition to the accommodation to the food to the transportation,
mentoring,
coaching, to the psychosocial, to the coaching, to the leadership. That's the whole ambit.
Yes, absolutely. So 160,000 per annum per student. The tuition, if you look at tuition alone, tuition at WITS, at UJ, etc., is, for undergrad, you'll find it's probably around 30,000.
All right.
So a lot of what we do, I mean, accommodation is quite expensive. Accommodation can typically come to about 60,000. But it's all the add-on stuff that brings it up to 160,000. And we think it's definitely an investment which is worthwhile.
Yeah.
As I said, many of these young people to come into our program with inadequate parental guidance, and this supplements who they are, enabling them to develop to be in a position where really they are credible adults who can stand in front of young learners and play the role for them. So it's really an important investment for us on a societal level.